Hello, welcome back to my channel and to another reaction video. This time I'll be checking the death battle for Chuck Norris versus Segata Sanshiro.
Tall tales of superhuman feats have existed for as long as man has been telling stories. And today we pit the greatest of these legends in a clash of East meets West.
Chuck Norris. No real introduction needed.
And Segata Sanshiro, defender of the Sega Saturn, of all things.
Okay.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
In ancient China, there was a legend that one day a child would be born from a dragon and vanquish evil from the land. That man is not Chuck Norris, because Chuck Norris killed that man.
Carlos Ray Norris, yes, that's his real name, was born to a humble Oklahoma family in 1940. A loner, mediocre student, and all-around physically unintimidating pacifist, his childhood was pitiful.
That is, until he answered the call of his country, joined the United States military, and began training in martial arts. From the day he threw his first punch, his life was changed forever.
Turns out Chuck is unnaturally gifted in the ways of violence. After his military career, he wandered America for 10 years battling in martial arts competitions. He racked up 183 victories, held the professional middleweight karate championship title for 6 years, and became the first Westerner in the history of Taekwondo to earn the 8th degree black belt.
But he
Nice.
didn't stop there. Chuck achieved black belt status in 5 additional disciplines: Tang Sudo, Karate, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Judo, and even one he created, Chuck Kwando.
Close, it's actually Chon Kuk Do, or the
Okay.
Universal Way, where Chuck harnesses the powers of the universe to achieve superhuman feats.
With one hand, I can crush coal into a diamond.
Yeah, the
impressed
Chuck
at himself,
Norris
he
jokes.
hired a team of filmmakers to document his life of newfound powers. Some of these real-life accounts include the Delta Force, Walker Texas Ranger, and Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, just to name a few.
According to these archives, Chuck can kick a man so hard that he does 6 backflips, fire more bullets from a machine gun
Oh, that's
than he
fro-
can
that's- this
actually
is
hold
from,
without reloading, and even transform
Lone Wolf
into
something.
fucking animals.
I don't know what this is from.
Why doesn't he do that more often?
Because the most dangerous animal in the world
Oh, he's
is
the-
Chuck Norris. Chuck has taken his already unprecedented abilities even further through over 35 years of intense training on his secret weapon, the Total Gym.
I remember
He
those
even had to create his
commercials.
own pants with a secret gusset to keep them from exploding off his body due to his sheer kicking power. He calls them Chuck Norris Action Jeans.
Naturally, powers like these have spawned hundreds, no thousands of myths describing what Chuck Norris is capable of, making it very difficult to separate fact from fiction. That is, until Chuck released a book officially chronicling 101 of his favorite feats.
Fact number 67. When Chuck Norris does push-ups, he pushes the earth down.
Fact number 95. Chuck Norris is so fast he can run around the world and punch himself in the back of the head.
Fact number 80. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, Chuck Norris can roundhouse kick you yesterday.
Fact number 71. Scientists have estimated that the energy given off by the Big Bang was roughly equivalent to 1 CNRK. One Chuck Norris roundhouse kick.
And those are just a few of the ones that we know are true. In addition, legend has it that beneath his magnificent beard lies a third fist.
Chuck is as tough as they come, or rather tougher. Once, after being beaten unconscious and buried underground inside a truck, he revived himself with a beer shower and miraculously drove the truck out of the earth.
He's proficient with many different vehicles. Speedboats,
It's an awesome dumb
helicopters,
movie.
a motorcycle
Lone
that
Wolf.
shoots rockets,
McQuaid.
and weaponized dolphins.
Whom he can communicate with.
I'll take care of Angelfish. And you guys make sure no one gets out of here.
Okay.
He also has a keen sense of awareness and is ready for anything, even a giant alligator parachuting in through a window.
He also put together a team of heroes and saved the world on multiple occasions.
This guy really is all that is man.
But don't mistake unrelenting masculinity for perfection. Despite his impressive martial arts record, he's still suffered a total of 10 losses.
And that's not to mention his massive amount of chest hair. Although infinite and a source of power, it makes him easily grabbable, and even once aided in his own, death at the hands of Bruce Lee.
Luckily for Chuck, death itself fears him, so he just kind of kept going.
In all our years of research, we've never found an opponent worthy enough to take on the roundhouse-kicking, beard-punching Texas Ranger. Until now.
I heard another rumor that you were bitten by a king cobra.
Expendables
Yeah, I was.
2.
But after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died.
Okay.
Japanese folklore hosts a plethora of horrifying tales. Raiden, the god of thunder, devours the stomachs of children. Kappas, monsters that dwell in rivers, drown their victims and rip their souls out their anus.
And then there's the legend of the Karate Master, who will beat you within an inch of your life if you aren't playing a Sega Saturn. His name is Segata Sanshiro. Men, women,
Segata Sanshiro.
children. Nobody is safe from Segata's wrath.
In 1997, Sega's latest console, the Sega Saturn, was failing. Nintendo was dominating the market, and things seemed bleak for this once great video game titan.
That is, until a mysterious stranger appeared with a plan so crazy, it just might work. He'd travel the land and beat the shit out of anyone not playing a Saturn.
And it did work. Sales
Wow.
skyrocketed, alongside the hospitalization of Japanese youth. But not much is known about this mysterious savior.
We do know that when he appeared, he had a giant Sega Saturn strapped to his back, which he uses to train his physical and gaming prowess at the same time.
And he appears to be dating Sakura from Sakura Wars. Yes, he is somehow dating a video game character.
Well, I'm not surprised because this guy has done some pretty amazing things. He's kicked a baseball for a home run, raced over 60 miles per hour on ice, barefoot, and won the World Cup by throwing a player into the ball to score the winning goal.
He is a master of disguise and breaking and entering. He can duplicate and resize himself an unlimited number of times, and once took down an entire club filled with people in only 3 moves.
But his favorite and most powerful technique is his earth-shattering judo throw, which can make his victims explode upon impact twice.
In just a few short years,
This is
Segata
ridiculous.
has successfully terrorized his entire homeland
And I
and
love
corrupted
it.
Sega's floundering console. Sales even surpassed those of the Nintendo 64.
So naturally, the Big N got jealous and launched a huge-ass missile at Sega's headquarters. Oh, corporate squabbles.
But Segata, who apparently resides on the roof of the Sega HQ, demonstrated to the world his most impressive feat of all.
He just straight up leapt off the building onto the missile and stopped it against a glass window. Then flipped it around and rode it into space.
A missile of that size would travel around 3,600 miles per hour, something that no window pane in existence could possibly withstand.
Wow.
Just to stop it without cracking the glass, Segata would have had to make the missile weigh less than it should upon contact with him. The only possible explanation is that Segata is simply exempt from the laws of physics and theoretically capable of almost anything, such as surviving the vacuum of space.
Well, until the missile blew up and he died.
Okay.
瀬形三四郎は君たちの心に
Or did he?
Of
But
course.
parting words from the Japanese commercial announcer claims that Segata will always live on in our hearts. But also, he lived on in, the regular way.
While most are blinded by the tears of sadness in their eyes, if you look closely, you'll see what appears to be a shooting star. Or Segata re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. But don't just take my word for it.
1 year after his supposed death, a strangely similar-looking man appeared in the game Rent-A-Hero #1. He mentored the main character in the ways of martial arts, while claiming to have once been a great hero himself.
Then in 2012, as Sonic and friends competed in the Race of Ages, a man bearing a giant Sega Saturn on his back was seen steering a missile away from the track.
But the most irrefutable evidence of all came in 2013, when Segata Sanshiro himself crashed a Sega Sound Unit concert and performed his own theme song live on stage. All video footage was destroyed, but we were able to recover a few surprisingly high-quality pictures.
And as of the February 2015 issue of Archie's Sonic the Hedgehog comic, a familiar-looking judo master fought the Blue Blur in a tournament on Mobius, which is our own Earth 3,000 years in the future. There's only one logical conclusion. Segata's not only alive, he's immortal.
Death may not be able to conquer Segata, but he in turn has difficulties against the death of others, specifically club zombies.
And ultimately, while
Club
he
zombies,
successfully
okay.
revived the Saturn, his skills were not enough to keep Sega on top forever.
Perhaps the reason he remains shadowed in anonymity is that he is biding his time, waiting for the right moment to step into the light and rescue Sega yet again.
God knows they need him now more than ever.
Regardless, it's safe to say that all should heed Segata's parting words. Or else. All right.
Okay, I have no idea
let's
who's
end this
gonna
debate
win.
once and for all.
It's time for a death battle!
We'll return to Delta Force right after these messages.
Segata shoot! Segata shoot! Segata shoot! Segata shoot!
Okay, it just pops up from the TV. Oh, he crossed his Sega.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for that.
Oh yeah, third fist from the yeah. He's just that damn fast. Oh, judo throw. Now comes the big guy. Okay. He pushes the earth. Okay. He's riding a... Oh. What the hell is going on? Okay, so the sun blew up. A black hole, okay. Now there are constellation.
Apocalyptic!
Okay.
Oh, shit, that was awesome. But who won?
I don't know. I think they're still going. Our instruments just can't pick them up anymore. I believe they might have ripped a hole in space-time, so they've either traveled to another dimension or completely destroyed their plane of existence. Or both.
Well, God have mercy on wherever they ended up. I guess this one just kinda spaced out.
Well, that was one epic death battle, if you ask me. Towards the end, it went a bit too nonsensical for me. I would have hoped to see them just fight and finish the fight, but okay, I guess they're just too legendary for that. Yeah, and I think at the end, I've only recently started to check these death battles, but we saw a glimpse of, I believe those are from other death battles. I could be wrong, but that's my guess. So yeah, Chuck Norris I'm very familiar with. I even recognized some of when they introduced him, they used clips from some of his movies. Lone Wolf McQuaid was the one where he took a beer shower and drove his car from under the sand. If I remember correctly, his car had some kind of booster engine that allowed him to do that. And then, yeah, when the fight started, he said the line, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left. That, I believe, is from Invasion USA. Or something like that. I don't know, it's a pretty... it's a movie where Chuck Norris... some American town is attacked by terrorists and whatnot, and Chuck Norris just goes from one action scene to another and beats up the bad guy in every silly way possible. And yet they used a lot of these Chuck Norris jokes, Chuck Norris memes. They've been going on for a long time. But yeah, there were also some interesting history of Chuck Norris's youth. I didn't know that I knew he was a martial artist, but I didn't know he traveled, well, what was it, 10 years and won a great deal of fights. But he did have some losses as well. And what was it, he got 8th degree black belt in one of the many martial arts he practiced. Now, Segata Sanshiro, this was really silly, just a marketing kick for Sega to sell Sega Saturn. That was so stupid, but so awesome at the same time. Yeah. I definitely check if I can find some of those old commercials, maybe they're on YouTube and whatnot. And he has crossed over to other form of media as well, video games and whatnot. Sonic beat him in a comic book. Oh yeah, and Chuck Norris also had some animation series. I wonder, I need to check that one out. But yeah, this was an epic death battle nonetheless. What do you guys think? Write your thoughts down below. Hope you enjoyed my reaction. Drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you want, and I will see you in another video. Bye.